Ever feel like, you're drowning in digital clutter? Like, searching for files on your computer is an epic quest.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like the digital version of that junk drawer everyone has.
Right. And it's not just us, right?
Yeah,
Imagine that pain, but like tenfold. In a big company, a law firm, anywhere that lives and breathes documents.
absolutely. And that's where these, what are they called? Document management systems? Those are supposed to be the heroes. DMS for short.
Yeah, the DMS, like a superpowered filing cabinet for the digital age. And in that world, there's one name that keeps coming up, iManage.
I've heard of them. They're like the big leagues, right? For companies that need to keep track of a zillion contracts and files and
Exactly. But even with a system like iManage, there's still that initial hurdle of, getting everything set up, all those workspaces, permissions. It can be a headache.
ugh, yeah. Nobody wants to spend hours clicking through menus and creating folders. It's the worst.
And that's what we're diving into today, a tool designed to make that whole setup process way smoother. The iSyncKit Workspace Generator.
Workspace Generator, huh? Sounds fancy.
It is. And we've got their data sheet right here, so we're going to unpack all the features and see if it lives up to the hype.
Sounds good. So from what I'm gathering, this isn't just about like making a few folders and calling it a day.
Not at all. This is about automation on a whole new level. Imagine slashing that setup time, reducing errors.
And hopefully saving everyone a whole lot of frustration in the process.
Precisely. So less time wrestling with files, more time for, actual work.
Now that's a concept I can get behind.
Right. So let's dig into this data sheet and see how this iSyncKit Workspace Generator actually works. First things first, it's made by a company called MacroAgility.
MacroAgility. Okay, so they're the brains behind this whole operation.
Yep. And they seem to really get that businesses need solutions, not just more software to figure out. They highlight how this tool can handle even those crazy big projects where everyone needs access to a mountain of files right away.
Okay, so for those big document-heavy projects, this is where it shines.
Exactly. And they even mention this thing called multithreading.
Multi-threading. Now that sounds a bit technical.
It does, right? I had to read that a few times myself.
So, what does that even mean in, like, plain English?
So imagine you could set up workspaces for like 10 clients at the same time
Mm-hmm.
instead of one by one. That's what multi-threading can do. Speeds everything up.
Whoa, okay, so we're talking about a serious efficiency boost here.
Big time. And it's not just about speed, they're also emphasizing flexibility. You can customize the workspace setup, folder structures, all that good stuff.
Ah, so you're not stuck with some rigid preset template. You can actually make it work for you.
Exactly. And that's something I think a lot of people who, live in the trenches of document management can appreciate.
Hmm.
Having that control, that ability to tailor things to your specific workflow.
Because, let's face it, one size really fits all, especially when it comes to how teams organize their information. And it's not just about, making things look nice and tidy. They get into the nitty-gritty stuff, too. Like, there's this whole section on time and billing system integration.
Ah, yes. Because for a lot of folks out there, especially in fields like law or consulting, tracking those billable hours is mission critical.
Exactly. And you can tell they've really thought about this. They even list some of the big players they integrate with. Clio, Soluno, even good old CSV files for those who like to keep it simple.
Smart move. Nothing worse than a tool that promises the world but can't talk to the systems you're already using.
Right. Integration is key. But okay, enough about the technical stuff for a second. I'm trying to picture this whole thing in action.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's set the scene. Imagine a busy law firm. They just landed a huge new client, which is amazing, but
But with it comes a mountain of paperwork, contracts, briefs, probably decades worth of documents.
exactly. Now, without a system like this, I can already see the team drowning in folders, trying to get everything organized, making sure everyone has the right access levels. It's a recipe for disaster.
Oh yeah, total chaos, lost files, missed deadlines, maybe even a few accidental reply-alls with the wrong version of a sensitive document.
Ugh, the stuff of nightmares. But with this iSyncKit Workspace Generator, they can kiss those headaches goodbye. They're talking about using pre-built templates from the iManage Control Center to streamline the whole process.
The control center. For those who might not be familiar with the ins and outs of iManage.
Right. It's basically like the command center for iManage. That's where you manage all the settings, configurations, the whole shebang. And since this Workspace Generator tool integrates directly with it,
It's like they're speaking the same language. They can pull all that client data, connect it to the billing system.
and boom, they're automatically generating those workspaces with all the right folders, security settings, the whole 9 yards.
They even mentioned something about linking these workspaces to specific team members' My Matters lists, which is pretty slick.
Personalized user workspaces, they call it. I like that.
Yeah.
It's not just about efficiency for efficiency's sake.
It's about making sure the right people have access to the right information from day one. No more digging through endless email chains trying to find that one elusive file.
And speaking of the right access, they seem to be pretty serious about security too, which, let's be real, is a big deal these days, especially for industries handling sensitive information.
Huge. And it sounds like they're not messing around. They're talking about granular access controls, being able to tailor permissions down to the individual user level, even dynamically adjusting security based on someone's role within the company.
It's like they made a checklist of everything that could go wrong with document management and then said, nope, we're automating all of that.
Exactly. And think about what that means for actual human employees. They're free to do, the work they're good at, the stuff that requires actual brain power, not just administrative busy work.
Right, because nobody got into law or consulting
Yeah.
because they love creating folders, right?
I mean, some people might, but yeah, I'd say that's a niche interest.
Definitely. But it makes you think this whole automation thing, it's not just about document management, is it?
That's what's so fascinating to me. This tool is like a perfect example of a much bigger trend. We're seeing this everywhere, right? Automation coming in, not to replace us, thankfully, but to make us better at our jobs.
They're like having, I don't know, a super efficient assistant who never takes a break and never makes a mistake.
Exactly. And let's be honest, we humans, we're not exactly known for our flawless accuracy, especially when it comes to repetitive tasks. We get bored, we zone out.
And that's where those costly mistakes happen.
Exactly. So by automating those tasks, you're not just saving time and money, you're improving accuracy, reducing risk. It's a win-win, really.
Big time. And for our listeners out there who might be thinking, well, that's all well and good for these big law firms, but I'm just trying to keep my inbox under control.
Right. What does this have to do with me?
Exactly. But the principle is the same. The idea is to look for those tasks in your work or even your personal life that are sucking up your time and energy and see if there's a way to automate them.
Because even small changes can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe this deep dive has sparked an idea for someone listening. Maybe there's a process they've been doing manually for years that could be automated with the right tools. What if instead of dreading that weekly report,
Yeah.
you could have a system generated for you automatically? What would you do with that extra time?
Now, those are the questions I like to hear. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of iManage and the iSyncKit Workspace Generator. We hope you found this exploration insightful, maybe even a little inspiring. Until next time.
Thanks for having me.